What is up, XRP community? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me. I want to talk about a lot of macroeconomic information coming out today in this clip that's going viral on crypto Twitter about the XRP and Cardano communities being cults. Let's just hop right into it. First off, though, a few general macroeconomic conditions. The US dollar index, the DXY, hits its lowest level in 2024 as gold hits its record all-time highs never before in history, $2,500. The Federal Reserve the U.S. economy added 800,000 fewer jobs in March of this year than initially reported. Always take this data with a grain of salt because look at this right here. The Fed is to revise the jobs being down by up to 1 million in what may be the largest downward revision in 15 years. Fake jobs, fake inflation, fake GDP. Talked about this a lot recently, but actually during COVID-19 in 2020, they changed the definition of a recession. Previously, it was 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. They changed it to like 3 or 4, basically making it harder to get classified technically as a recession. It's clear we've already been in one, and you can see right here the manipulation of the data just shows it to be true. So I asked ChatGPT about these two headlines, gold hitting record highs, the DXY hitting low levels, and also about the U.S. economy adding fewer jobs. And this is what they had to say. A weakening of the U.S. dollar, a weakening dollar may increase rising inflation as it loses purchasing power. Impact on the U.S. economy, a weaker dollar makes U.S. exports cheaper and more competitive globally. And the U.S. dollar is the world's primary reserve currency. Its decline can create volatility in the global financial markets. And that's why a lot of people are putting their money into gold and why it's hitting all-time highs. And the U.S. government bonds have fallen below a 40-year uptrend for the first time in 40 years. This, as throughout history, signified the end of a bull market. For 4 decades, falling or stable interest rates have driven a long bull market in bonds in the most recent history. Breaking below this uptrend, which we have just done, likely signals the end of this era. We've had a crazy run in the stock market for a long time now, and I think it's very clear that eventually this has to come to an end. Stock market volatility, higher interest rates tend to reduce the present value of future cash flows, which can lead to lower stock prices. And you're seeing the stock market hitting all-time highs amidst this crazy economic situation. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Now let's talk about Raoul Pal right here. He goes on to call XRP a cult and says it should be avoided at all costs. Got a few new subscribers on the channel recently. Just want to take a moment and say thank you guys for watching my videos. If you enjoy the content, the best way to support is just smashing the like button. It's free and it gives me feedback to let me know that you did enjoy the content, so thank you in advance. Now him calling XRP a cult, he's not completely wrong. We are kind of a cult, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Think about the early days of Apple, Tesla. Many companies have these cult-like followings. Look at GameStop. And a strong community is the core of any successful investment. We can provide feedback, discuss the XRP ledger, and determine what needs to be done for this technology to really get to the masses. All of these big investor bases from companies like Tesla, GameStop, Apple, they're literal cults. But if you listen to the people that are talking about these technologies in the early days, they weren't making up like crazy scenarios how the technology will be adopted. They weren't wildly speculating. They were just trying to bring people in to educate them on the technology. It was really just technology enthusiasts who saw the greater vision for how this was going to play out. Think about the early days of Bitcoin. Imagine being a guy talking about Bitcoin in 2013, trying to get other people into it. You must sound like a cult fanatic. They literally were called cypherpunks. This was the cult group of investors that saw the value of the early days of cryptocurrency. And this is what investor groups who are connected and passionate do. They're really just spreading knowledge and teaching people who are ultimately going to join said community. So it's interesting how Raoul Pal sees this as a negative thing. Conversely, I think it's a good thing for XRP. Like these other investments, the Apples, the GameStops, the Teslas of the world, they've all had dedicated, smart, educated fan bases essentially behind the investment itself. We understand the technology is real. It's not speculation. We're not just sitting here making up videos on price charts. This is not just fanatics stuff coming out of the air. This is us specifically doing our research and understanding why this technology will be so influential in the future. So in conclusion, I look at the XRP cult as a good bullish thing. And it's one of the things that tells me, hey, I'm not crazy. There's other smart people out here seeing the same thing, seeing the same value I am. Now, the fact that Raoul Pal says XRP should not be touched, well, the facts are a couple months back, Raoul Pal was actually bullish on XRP and talked about how XRP was perfectly positioned to change the financial world. So he's clearly focused on the price action of the token and doesn't really see the greater picture of what this technology can do. He's also super big on Solana, which is basically like a casino right now, with thousands of meme coins being launched daily and most all of them getting rugged. Solana has obviously had a better price performance in recent years. However, Raoul Pal is clearly focused more on momentum and price action than fundamental value. He doesn't see this revolution of the financial system. He doesn't see institutions adopting XRP over other cryptocurrencies because of compliance, regulatory clarity, and Ripple's work with them. He doesn't see any of that. And that's fine. I don't expect everyone to understand the true value of XRP, but it's important to realize nothing has changed from XRP on the fundamental level during the time 3 months ago where he went from bullish to bearish. That shows he wasn't really factoring in the fundamentals whenever he talked about XRP. He's just looking at the chart, and that's very common in crypto. But that's not how a lot of us XRP communities members see it. We see things playing out a lot differently. We see mass adoption of the token leading to huge price increases. That institutional adoption will drive massive demand for the underlying token for liquidity needs for the XRP protocol. These are things Raoul Pal just isn't factoring in, because anything that happened in the last 3 months would only increase your perspective of XRP being dominant in the future. Rather than him sitting here saying you can't touch XRP, we've seen Ripple win in court. We've seen more institutional partners. We've seen triple-digit percentage growth in, it was called ODL, now it's called Ripple Payments, year over year for the past 3 years. We've seen them triple their workforce over the past 3 years. We've seen upgrades to the network that have made it more powerful for really creating a new financial system. So for Raoul Pal to switch to a bear on XRP, it really just shows me he's focusing more on the momentum of the token rather than the actual improvements in the fundamentals of the protocol itself. Take a listen.
Job is to be XRP. It's like from 2 bull markets ago. You might be right. You might love it forever. Just please move to whatever the strong momentum is. I know there's that fear in your head is this time it'll be the big one. You'll get plenty of notification, you get back in, but don't miss the bull market because you're in a narrative of past. And the communities are huge. And I don't want to get attacked by people online for this, but I just feel like you're being done a disservice by being in a cult. Our job is to be mercenaries. We're in the job to make money, not to be a cult. Cults don't make money except for the leaders. So I know it hurts people when I say this. Cardano, XRP, there's a whole bunch of these. I really hope you're right. But
so I wouldn't give that too much credence, but that was going around a lot on Twitter. And look at this right here. Exactly 15 years ago today, Satoshi Nakamoto was going to name Bitcoin TIT coin. I thought this was pretty funny. It kind of just underscores the meme culture and the ethos of the early crypto days and still today. People that think untraditionally, people that like to joke. I just found this a bit comical. In this, I've been seeing a lot of headlines. Klaus Schwab, head of the World Economic Forum, says an era of shock events is coming ahead of this coming election. Wouldn't be surprised. Chaos breeds control. Kamala Harris, presidential candidate, is backing measures to help grow digital asset industries. Talking about crypto, Bloomberg reports. My last video yesterday, I believe, I was talking about how Kamala Harris was actually not pro-crypto. She's looking at Gary Gensler as potentially her Treasury Secretary, but I guess she got enough backlash on that. She's changing her mind. And this is kind of crazy right here. She's backing President Biden's 44.6% capital gains tax, the highest in history. Absolutely crazy. I talked about this recently, but I think the solution to taxes is having very low taxes where it's not high enough to incentivize you to flee to a tax haven or to put your money in offshore accounts. But let's say maybe 10%. Oh, I'm willing to pay that. I'm willing to add to the pot, and it's not taking too much away from me. 44% is absolutely crazy. Interesting tweet here from Mr. Man XRP. He says, if you ever wondered about Ripple's early beginnings, in 2015, they had an all-star lineup. He links this document, Submission to the Conference of State Bank Supervisors, submitted by Ripple Labs just 3 years after creation, and talks about their staff. I talk about the Ripple employees all the time. It's one of the reasons I was super bullish and got into the XRP community, because when I look at a token, I look at two things. What does the token do? Like, does it fix a problem? Does it solve a problem? That's what business is about. You make money by solving people's problems, and the token solves a problem. Second thing I look at is who's behind the token, who's on the team. Ripple has a staff of over 80 professionals with experience in financial services, Goldman Sachs, payment networks, Financial Serve, and Visa, security, U.S. National Security Agency, technology, Apple and Google, and policy, Federal Reserve employees. All right, so Ripple has both of those two boxes checked. It has value in what the token does, and it has an extremely smart team behind them. If you guys need a spot to get XRP or Flare, I recommend Uphold. It's sleek, it's simple, it's secure. It's where I get my XRP daily. And if you want $41 for free, sign up with Webull, deposit 1 penny. You can get up to $3,000 in free stocks, but typically you just get 40 to 300 bucks. Great offer just for signing up and depositing a penny. You get 41 bucks minimum guaranteed. Sell your stocks, close your account, do whatever you want. Check out Uphold and Webull in the video description below. And yeah, if you made it 12 minutes into the video, thank you guys for watching the full video. Without your support, this channel is nothing. If you made it this far in the video, comment momentum in the comment section below so I know who all my loyal supporters are. And have a great day. Almost the weekend. Cheers, guys.